Material life is the world of exploitation. The spiritual life is the world of service. When everyone wants to exploit another person, how can somebody be happy? I was seeing a short clip, where in a corporate there was a simple exercise where everybody was given a balloon and a pin. And the game was you have to protect your balloon. But what everybody was doing? They were pricking on others' balloons. So within few minutes, a couple of minutes, all of them lost their balloons. Nobody asked them to prick others' balloons. But that's the nature of material world. We think that if I have to be happy, I have to exploit somebody. And in this race, everybody loses. There are only two things. Either we get defeated or we have to quit one day. We can never win in this race of material world. So nobody is happy. Whereas in the spiritual world, it's the world of service, where everybody appreciates another one's contribution, his presence, his service. Like in Ramayana, there is beautiful example where Hanuman goes to Lanka, and in the morning, early morning, he sees in one particular house, there is lamp and there is soft chanting of Lord Ram's name. Whose house was that? Vibhishan. So Hanuman goes to that house, knocks the door. Vibhishan welcomes Hanuman, and they start to appreciate each other. So Vibhishan tells that you are the best devotee because you are serving Lord Ram so nicely, so personally. You're taking big tasks for Lord Ram. But then Hanuman appreciates Vibhishan, and he says that for me doing devotional service is very easy because I am in the association of other devotees. But for you it's very difficult. You are living like tongue lives in the middle of teeth. So you are living in Lanka, in middle of all these demons, and there you are practicing Krishna consciousness, there you are practicing spiritual life. That is glorious than mine devotional service. So then Hanuman asks that what did you get after practicing such steady devotional service? What did you receive? What blessings did you get? And then Vibhishan was thinking that he gave me a nice answer. Now I have to checkmate him. So Vibhishan said, this blessing is standing in front of me. Blessing of Krishna, blessing of Lord Ram is when we get devotee association. So see such nice dealings where Hanuman is glorifying Vibhishan, Vibhishan is glorifying Hanuman. Vibhishan is not thinking, no, I was the only devotee so far, now another one came, competitor. He was not thinking like that. He was thinking it to be a blessing. When somebody does better devotional service than us, we should be happy. Just like when children do nice performance in their studies, how do parents feel? How they feel? Do they feel envious? No, in my time there was no education. In my time there was no facility. I used to score 58% and he is scoring 85%. Do parents think like that? They become happy. Why? Because there is love. So our journey is from envy to love. Our journey is from material to spiritual. Why material world is so difficult? Because everyone thinks he is the center. When we dress ourselves, how we feel? The most beautiful person in the whole world. In Bombay, one devotee was telling that many of the buildings in Bombay became old. So they have old elevators, and these lifts became very, outdated. So they work very slow. So many people are complaining, these different buildings that please change your lifts. But changing lift is a big expense. So what they did, they found out a cheap solution. They put nice big mirrors in elevators. Now when person goes in and suppose he presses 9th floor, now as soon as he becomes impatient, he looks towards those mirrors. Gone. Real samadhi. When you're looking at yourself. We think we are the center of the whole world, and the reality is nobody cares. We dress so nicely, we think, oh, this sari I wore last Sunday program, how can I repeat this? But nobody remembers what you wore today also. But we think we are center of this world. Therefore, we feel insecure. Whereas in the spiritual world, Krishna is in the center. Everyone wants to serve Krishna. So there is no competition. There is competition of service. But the goal is Krishna should be pleased. Goal is not I should please Krishna. We see the difference? One is I should please. Another is Krishna should be pleased. No matter whoever pleases him, I can assist that person. This is spiritual world. In Srimad Bhagavatam, when this Samudra Manthan pastime comes, where demons and demigods come together to churn the ocean, and so many things come out. The poison comes, the horse comes, Airavat comes, Lakshmi comes, and then finally nectar comes. When nectar comes, what happens? The demons snatch the pot of nectar, they start running. And within the demons, they started to fight. They say, aham puram, nattam, nattam. I will drink it first, I will drink it first. Not you, not you. This is demonic nature. How can somebody else become glorious? How can somebody else take my credit? Nattam, nattam. Problem is not that I will drink. Problem is you should not drink. This is the bigger disease. See, there is something called jealousy. Another thing is envy. They are different terms. Jealousy means why I don't have that. That is jealousy. Envy means why that person has it. I'll make sure he should not have it. Like there were two neighbors and they were envious of each other. One neighbor got a boon. He said, you will get 3 chances. Ask whatever you want. The first he said, I want a big car. But the condition of that boon is whatever you will get, your neighbor will get double. So he asked for 1 car, neighbor got 2 cars. Now he couldn't tolerate, wow, how is this possible? Then he said, I want a big pile of gold. He got a big pile of gold, the neighbor gets double. This person said, now it's too much. He said, my third wish is, let me become blind by 1 eye. So neighbor became blind with both eyes. This is envy. We harm others, but actually we are harming ourselves. Whereas spiritual life means where everybody wants to help others. In Vaikuntha, when air blows, the wind blows, and as the wind is going, the river tells the wind that you are going alone, please take some coolness from me. The wind takes the coolness from water. And the cool wind then goes further in the gardens. The flowers say, you are going with coolness, get some fragrance from us. And the flowers give their fragrance to the wind. And finally then this wind touches Krishna. Krishna gets fragrance, coolness together. So the flowers didn't reach Krishna. The water didn't reach Krishna. But they gave pleasure to Krishna through wind. This is spiritual world. Imagine if this world become like this, there will be no misery. That is Vaikuntha. What is Kuntha? Is birth, old age, disease that Kuntha? Real Kuntha is our mental dissatisfaction. Look at Hiranyakashipu. What he was not having. By the movement of his eyebrows, he was controlling demigods. If Hiranyakashipu tells a jackfruit tree that I want a mango, then jackfruit tree has to give mango. We say Maya Dakshena Prakriti Suhete Sa Characharam. By movement of Krishna's eyes, Prakriti works. But actually Hiranyakashipu was almost working like Ishwar, controller. He kept demigods as the slaves. But how much he could enjoy? How long he did austerities? 1,000 celestial years. And how much he could enjoy? How much? Just like today's politicians, 5 years. 5 earthly years. Because when Hiranyakashipu came back, Prahlad took birth. And Prahlad was 5 years old, Hiranyakashipu was killed by Nrsimhadev. So see, and what was the problem? Where whole world is worshipping you, where whole world is respecting you, only one boy, small boy, is not accepting you as Supreme Personality. What was the big deal? Is there a big deal? Suppose you are going to any, multinational company's CEO. Everyone respects him. But your small child may not recognize him. Is there a big deal? Will he feel offended? Actually, it was not a big thing for Hiranyakashipu, but he took it so seriously. Why? Even a single person is not appreciating me. And that became his greatest anxiety, and he lost everything in that. Another example from Srimad Bhagavatam, Daksha Prajapati. He was respected by all demigods. When he did yajna, Lord Vishnu personally used to come to take offerings. And when he entered the assembly in the fire sacrifice, everybody stood up in respect of Daksha. He was effulgent, as brilliant as sun. But what happened? 2 persons didn't stand. One is Brahma, one is Shiva. And this Daksha sees, okay, Brahma, okay, leave him because he is grandfather, leave him. But Shiva, how can I leave Shiva? Shiva is my son-in-law. He should respect me. And that started with all episode of Daksha Yajna, with so many curses and counter curses. At the end, Daksha lost his head, and that was replaced finally with the head of a goat. So this happens. And what goat speaks? You heard sound of goat? Huh? Meh. This meh is aham mameti. I should be respected. Therefore, head of a goat. So we have to choose. We want head of a goat, or we want a head of a devotee. In Vrindavan, when Gopas chase Krishna, sometimes Krishna Balaram walks forward, and Gopas chase. They have a competition. You have that painting here? No. It's a beautiful painting. Krishna and Balaram are walking, and all Gopas are running behind. They also tell this. Aham Purvam. I'll go first. I'll catch Krishna first. And they all have this competition. They start running. And you know who wins? Who wins? Everybody wins. They all touch Krishna simultaneously. Because spiritual world, this unlimited scope. In material world, if somebody is at the top, others have to be subordinate. But in spiritual world, there is unlimited scope. Like every day we read Bhagavatam, what we say? Granth Raj, Bhagavatam ki jai. When we Chaitanya Charitamrita class, what we say? Granth Raj, Chaitanya Charitamrita ki se jai. How can we there two Granth Raj? Everybody is successful in the spiritual world. There is no loser in the spiritual world. When Lord Ramchandra was, on the bank of this Indian Ocean, just before he walked on the bridge when going to Lanka, Vibhishan came along with his ministers, and he was in the air, and he was not allowed to land his flight. He was in the air, and all the monkeys said, "You wait, let us take the permission." And they went to Lord Ram, and they asked that, "My dear Lord, Vibhishan came." Who is Vibhishan? His brother of Ravan. Why he came? He want to surrender to you. Now Lord Ram asked opinions of different, ministers, monkeys. He asked, "What is your thought about it?" Say, no, don't allow. Don't allow him. Why? Because he is the brother of enemy. Today he is coming to surrender to you. Who knows? He will get all information. At the end of the day, he is enemy's brother. So don't accept him. But then there beautiful conversation where Lord Ram says that even once if somebody says, "My Lord, I am yours," I provide him abhay. I give him fearlessness. So I will accept Vibhishan in my shelter. So anyway, Vibhishan came down. First time Lord Ramchandra saw Vibhishan, How he addressed Vibhishan? Welcome Lankesh. King of Lanka, please come. So monkey said, King of Lanka without fight. How did you give that post to him? And Lord Ramchandra said, arrange for Rajya Abhishek of Vibhishan. So they brought water from this Indian Ocean and they started to do Rajya Abhishek. So monkeys thought, let us little bit joke with Lord Ramchandra. So they came and they asked Ramchandra, my dear Lord, we understood your vow that if anybody surrenders to you, you will give them abhay. Now Vibhishan came, you make him Lankesh. What if Ravan comes? What you will do? Ravan can also come, right? He can also surrender. What you will do? You have given Ravan's kingdom to Vibhishan. What you will do? Lord Ramchandra said, I will give him the kingdom of Ayodhya. Monkey said, Acha, it will not work like this. Because you already gave the kingdom of Ayodhya to Bharat. You made him the king. And you are in the forest. How can you give kingdom of Ayodhya to Ravan? So he said, no, I will give kingdom of Ayodhya to Ravan and Bharat I will promote. Where I will give Bharat? Bharat I will give a spiritual world. So there is no shortage in the spiritual world. But material world is limited. Jayadratha, in Mahabharata another example. Jayadratha worshipped Lord Shiva for a long time. Such severe austerities. And he got this benediction from Lord Shiva that he can defeat 4 Pandavas except Arjuna and one time each. So much long austerity, but only this much benediction, limited. That he used during the Chakravyuh, where Abhimanyu could not enter because Jayadratha stopped the other 4 Pandavas. But what happened at the end? He was killed. So the point is, material life is limited, therefore there is competition, therefore there is insecurity. But spiritual life is unlimited. Is anandam buddhi vardhanam pratipadam purna amrita swadanam. At every step we have full nectar waiting for us. So now choice is ours, what we should do. So Kunti Maharani in this respect offers very nice prayers. She says, Shrinvanti Gayanti Grinanti Abhikshana. I'll read the translation. O Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in others doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death. So what she is saying, 2 options. Either we become pure devotee by accepting Shravan, Kirtan and Grinanti. Chant, hear and follow what you are hearing. If we can do this much, we become pure devotee. But is it so easy to become pure devotee? Until unless we are not purified completely, we will not become pure devotee. Sometimes Krishna purifies his devotees in a hard way also. He gives miseries to his devotees. What Krishna says in Bhagavatam, Yasyam anugranami harishye tad dhanam shanai. I love somebody, what I do? I take away all his opulence. I take away all his relatives. I take away all his material attachments. And in that condition, he exclusively surrender unto me. He has no other option. So Krishna may trick like that also. Sometimes devotee think that it's enough. Let me leave Krishna consciousness. Krishna will not leave like this. Putana was crying, leave, leave, leave. Krishna said, no, once I catch somebody, I never leave them. This is Krishna's trick. One devotee one time decided that I will leave. He was in America in Laguna Beach. And he said that, so much hard work. He was a pujari and there was no help. So full day he was working, he's offering artis and bhoga and this and that. He said, too much, let me leave. So he left his devotional clothes and got his karmi clothes and went to the sea beach. And he said, after a long time I came to sea beach. Let me enjoy. So he started surfing on the water. And as he was surfing on the water, what he saw? One shark came. And he started, Yani kani cha pa pani. Wow. He became fearful. Now I just came out of temple to enjoy. But the shark, he started to recite all prayers, whatever he knew, Narsingh Arti, Tulsi Arti, Sansar Dhan, whatever. He was saying, my Lord, please save me from the shark. I will go back. As he said that, I will go back. The shark left. Maybe it was Ekadashi of that shark. So he left that day. And this pujari came back, again dressed in devotional clothes, started to worship. So devotees asked, Prabhuji, did you go somewhere? He said, I didn't go anywhere and I will not go anywhere also. This Krishna will not leave so easily. We may try very hard, but he will purify. Only condition is, we have to always stick to this process. Krishna will purify, but we have to always stick to this process. If we start offending, if we start criticizing, then Krishna will not keep us. Just like when Durvasa Muni offended Ambarish Maharaj, what happened? Krishna said, I cannot help you. Why? Aham bhakta paradhina. I am under the control of my devotees. I can't help you. So only this one thing, when we criticize and offend devotees, Krishna cannot tolerate. So when we practice Krishna consciousness, we have to be very, very careful that we are in the devotee community. Let us help each other. Let us help each other to serve Krishna in a better way. Srila Prabhupada created this society for winning the whole world. That is our target. We were discussing yesterday also. We have to win the whole world. How it will be possible? If we fight among ourselves, how it will be possible? It's not that great devotees don't have misunderstandings. They also have misunderstandings. Like in Mahabharata, when Karna was fighting with Yudhishthir one time, Yudhishthir was wounded and Karna changed his target to Arjun. So Yudhishthir left the battle and came to his camp. But Arjun thought that Yudhishthir is wounded severely and he should check how he is doing. So Arjuna also followed Yudhishthir. As Arjuna came in the camp, Yudhishthir saw Arjuna and became very angry. He said, you coward, you left the battle. I left Karna because he was fighting with you. So I came to just recover with my wounds. Why did you leave battle? You are coward. And I tell you, you give up your Gandiva bow. Now, Arjuna took a vow that whoever will tell him to give up Gandiva bow, he will kill him. Now what to do? Arjuna had taken that vow. And now Yudhishthir told him to give up Gandiva. So he was ready to kill Yudhishthir. Now Yudhishthir is killed. Anyway Pandavas will lose the battle because king is killed. So now who has to solve the problem? Krishna. So Krishna came on the scene. Krishna said, what are you going to do? I told you to kill, that's fine. I inspired you to kill, but not your own brother, not your own king. Sometimes you play football and there's a new player who doesn't know the rules. He may goal in the same side. So Arjuna was doing something like that. I inspired you to kill, but not your own brother. Arjuna said, no, I took the vow. Whoever will tell me to give up Gandiva, I will kill him. So Krishna said, okay, I have a solution. If you disrespect and criticize anybody, that is as good as killing them. So you start to criticize Yudhishthir. Now whatever was in Arjun's heart, he started speaking. Because of you we lost in a gambling match. Because of you, Draupadi was disrespected. Because of you we went to the forest. And now see, all this battle is because of you. So he started to speak. As he spoke everything, Krishna said, yeah, enough. That's enough. So now Yudhishthir is as good as you killed him. But as he spoke that he was in so much guilty, he said, how can I criticize my elder brother? Now I'll kill myself. Another problem. Krishna says, why are you so sentimental? No, I told you to criticize. No, I criticize how he spoke so many bad words to my brother. He is Dharmaraj, he is personification of Dharma. How can I criticize him? So I will kill myself. So he was ready to kill himself. Then Krishna said, wait, I have a solution for that also. If you praise yourself, that is as good as committing suicide. So you praise yourself now. So then Arjun started praising himself. I am the most strongest Pandava and I got weapons from the Swarga and I didn't get allured by Apsaras and things like that. He started speaking. Krishna said, enough. That is enough. That's like suicide. So when we praise ourselves, the point is, it's like suicide. And we are looking after the same praise. You know what Acharyas have compared it to? Stool of a wild boar. We know it's not very good to discuss this, but still, as Acharyas gave this example, What boar eats? Eats stool. And when stool becomes stool, how nasty it would be. One of our sannyasis in ISKCON, when he heard this principle, he was in Himalayas that time. And in a jungle area, he found out the stool of a wild boar. And he picked up and he just smelled it, and he became unconscious by smelling it. So he was sharing that Acharyas compared such a nasty thing with this desire for respect and distinction within devotee community. So it's very bad. But when we overcome these differences and help each other, Pandavas were having differences, but still they cooperated for a higher cause. Again, in first canto we read when Ashwathama was captured. What Ashwathama did? He released Brahmastra to kill Pandavas. And Ashwathama was captured. Now what Bhima was saying? Kill. Arjuna was saying kill. Krishna was saying kill. But Draupadi said, don't kill. There was competition. What to do? There was a dilemma. And Krishna had to take out 4 hands. 2 hands is stopping Bhima, 2 hands stopping Draupadi. That maar diya jaye ya chhod diya jaye. Kya kiya jaye? What to do? They were fighting. But then Krishna again got a middle solution. The point is they have differences, but they kept higher cause, Krishna's satisfaction. They cooperated. We are worshipping Panchatattva. Look at Panchatattva. One sannyasi, somebody grihastha, somebody is old man like Advaita Acharya, somebody is as young as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, disciples of different gurus. Who are disciples? Somebody Ishwar Puri's disciple, Nityananda Prabhu to Madhavendra Puri, differences. But can we imagine that we go to Advaita Acharya speaking ill words about Gadadhar Pandit? Can we do that? Anybody will dare to do this? Let's go to Nityananda Prabhu and tell some ill words about Srivas Thakur. Can we do that? Differences are there. But when we transcend these differences for a higher cause, that is spiritual life. That unity will bind the whole world. People may have slogans of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, let's make the whole world in one family. But then Prabhupada used to say, flags are increasing in United Nations. What is the use? If we really want to bind the society, we have to become non-envious. And how we become non-envious? By taking shelter of Krishna through sadhana bhakti. We realize that Krishna is great, we are not great. As much greatness of Krishna we will realize, it will become easier for us to cooperate with others. Like one time Akbar drew one line on sand and he challenged all ministers, make this line shorter without touching it. How to make the line shorter without touching it? All ministers were confused. Finally Birbal was called. Make this line shorter without touching it. He drew another line longer than that one, previous one. So automatically became shorter. So more we realize greatness of Krishna, more we realize greatness of spiritual life, we feel that how humble we should be, how insignificant we are. And then cooperating becomes easier. And Krishna becomes pleased when we appreciate others. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught this simple principle. When we appreciate other Vaishnavas, we get their qualities. It's a shortcut. Either we become pure or you glorify somebody is pure. Like now book marathon is going on. Either you become the topper, that is one way, or you appreciate who have become topper. Which one is easier? There is so much competition to become leader, but there is no competition to become follower. You see, if you are going to open one shop in some area, and in that area already there are 100 shops of same commodity, what is the probability of your shop? Very less. But if you go to some area where there is no shop of that commodity and high demand, what we will do? We will put that shop, it will grow exponentially. In the same way, everybody wants to become leader. So much competition. But when we go in that competition, we become frustrated. Nobody wants to become follower. No competition. If we go in that way, we become immediately successful. So we should do smart work, not hard work. So like that, this process of Krishna consciousness is giving us an opportunity to help each other grow in Krishna consciousness. And that's how we can unite the world, we can help the world. Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Shri Shri Gandharvika Giridhari ki, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Any questions?
Anyone has any questions? You can raise hand, we can pass on the mic.
Any questions?
One thing is that you said about material words, material desires, all those things. See, since we can reach spirituality only through material body or material sense organs. And how do we do it? Because whatever we think through the mind, whatever he observes, listens, whatever we through the indriyas. So we are attached to this kind of pleasures, joy or happiness. So when it comes to the spirituality, we need this kind of body exactly. Without that, how it will work? That is one.
Yeah, we'll go one by one. So material and spiritual, as we discuss, is not about the object. It's about how you are utilizing it. As we discussed, when you keep yourself in the center, everything becomes material. Suppose I am singing kirtan only, but I am singing so that everybody will appreciate me. Is it material or spiritual? It's spiritual or material? Material. I am doing for my sense gratification. I cooked nice chappan bhog feast for the Lord, but I think that as soon as offerings finish, I'll jump over it and eat everything. Is material or spiritual? But somebody may be working outside in a karmi world, but his consciousness is, I'll work for Krishna's pleasure. Whatever money I get, I'll maintain my family because Krishna has family. I'll give donation in the temple because Krishna has service. What is that material, apparent material activity became spiritual. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Bhalo manda nahi jani, seva matra kari. Tumhare sansare ami, vishay prahari. I am just taking care of your sansar, Krishna. It's yours, your material world. It's your sansar. I am just a watchman. I am just taking care of it on your behalf. I don't know what is good, what is bad. That is devotee. So anything can be spiritualized if engaged in Krishna's service. On the other hand, we can materialize any apparent spiritual activity also. So it depends on how we are utilizing that opportunity. Nothing is spiritual, nothing material, like that.
No, I mean to say this even for the sense organ, for example, coffee, tea, drinks, whatever, ingredient which gives instant pleasure. Okay, in case if you take those things and submit to the joy to the Lord Krishna, it becomes spiritual, or how is that?
No, then there is boundary. In grey zone we can do that. Somebody may not say, oh, if I drink liquor, I can dance for 2 hours in kirtan. No, this is bogus. So Shastras tell Vishi, Vidhi and Nishedh both. So we have to follow the injunction of Shastras also. Because in long run, we don't know what is good. If we decide ourselves, then we may be right, we may be wrong also. But if we follow the injunctions of Shastras, we will always be right. Like I was hearing yesterday, one devotee was sharing with me that he met a person who only spoke truth in his life for 12 years. And now he became Satyavak. So I was telling, it's very easy. You tell sun rises in the east, you are also Satyavak. Because sun will always rise in the east. So if you always want to become Satyavak, you don't need to follow austerity for 12 years. Tell the statements of the Shastras. They will never fail. Prabhupada did that. He has so much confidence on scriptures that he only spoke from scriptures. Like, we all have this, we must have heard that sun and moon. Scripture says that sun is near, moon is farther. Prabhupada is so confident. One time one person, a scientist, he challenging Prabhupada. How can you say sun is nearer than moon? Prabhupada said, what comes first? Sunday or Monday? What comes first? He said Sunday. Yeah, Sunday comes before Monday because sun is nearer than moon. He said, yes, right. When he went outside, he said, how can I believe this? How I got convinced? That was Prabhupada's faith in the scriptures. So like that, we have to take guidance from the scriptures. When they say don't do these 4 things, they're detrimental to your life, we avoid them. And whatever in the grey zone which we can utilize in Krishna's service, we can make it spiritual. Okay?
And what is the purpose of those creations? I mean, whatever that you said, no forbidden things. Why did God create it?
Because there always be some fools going after it.
No.
Like see, Krishna or God, he doesn't force. You can't force somebody to love you. You put a gun on somebody's head, love me. You can't do that. So Krishna also wants us to love him. Our nature as soul is to love and serve, and it can't be forced. So Krishna gave us free will. That okay, I give you choice. You do these detrimental things, you will punish yourself. You come to my service, you will enjoy internally. The choice is yours. Therefore Krishna doesn't force, but he make arrangements for us to come back to him. So when we are in material world, we have choice. Any person who drinks liquor or does intoxication, anyone does any sensible thing or they do insane things. We all have experience. When they drink, they work like they act like stupids. When they eat meat, anybody improve health by eating meat? But so many diseases by non-veg. So even materially, if we forget spiritual life, even materially these 4 things are detrimental. Gambling. Anybody became millionaire by gambling? Or many millionaires became paupers by gambling. I was hearing one story recently went to one place, and one person is very reputative. I won't quote his name. He's very famous in the outside business corporate. But he has this habit of gambling. He lost everything. He sold his wife's jewelry, everything. And now his wife, somebody who was in charge of the distribution of his company for 3 continents, not countries. His wife has to work in a hospital as nurse to maintain his children. Lost everything. Another lady, she was passing through a casino and she thought that okay, let me stop for 5 minutes. I'll go play for 5 minutes and come back. And she was bringing her children back. So she said, okay, my children will be in the car. So she locked the car. I'll come back in 5 minutes. As he went inside, she lost track of time. By the time she came out, both children died in car itself. So even materially, these things are detrimental. In spiritually, of course, one cannot practice spiritual life by all these sinful activities. Therefore, Krishna gave us choice. Okay, you choose these bad things, you will suffer. You do these nice things, you will come back to me. But the purpose of that suffering is also to rectify us. This Srishti, Leela, is a compassion aspect of Lord. Like Prabhupada's life only, Prabhupada gave a very nice example from his life. When he was Grihastha, his small child, Vrindavan, and he was very adamant that I want to put finger in the table fan. Prabhupada said, no, you don't put finger in table fan, your finger will get cut. No, I will put my finger in the table fan. Then Prabhupada was explaining him, but he started to roll on ground. You know how children become adamant sometimes. Prabhupada said what to do? He switched off the fan. Now when he switched off the fan, for some times it keeps rotating on a very low speed. Prabhupada said, okay, put your finger now. So when he put his finger that time, he didn't get hurt, but the blade struck his finger. The sound came cut. He became fearful. Prabhupada said, okay, put again. No, I will not put again. Put again. No, I will not put again. So sometimes Krishna gives this small suffering in these things, so that we learn that there is no pleasure in the material world. When we go back to Krishna, and then Krishna will say, do you want to go back to Bangalore? No, now I will not want to go. I don't want to go. Therefore Krishna says, Yat gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. Once you come back, you will not go to material world again, because you have enough experience of the kicks of Maya. So therefore little suffering Krishna gave in these things, so we rectify our tendency and come back to his shelter. Okay?
How do we overcome enviness?
How do we overcome envy? By service. When we serve a person, we overcome envy. There are 2 benefits. One is, when we go closer to that person and when we serve, we also see his good qualities. Another thing is, Krishna become pleased that okay, he is keeping his envy aside and serving this person, so let me clean his heart. We can't clean our heart. When Krishna enters our heart, he can vidnoti. Krishna cleans the heart. So when we hear his katha, when we chant his name, when we serve devotees, slowly Krishna cleans this heart from impurities from our heart. See, any anartha, say lust, greed, anger, pride, envy, anything, it's like darkness. And to remove darkness, simple thing is, if we light a lamp, then darkness will be removed. Imagine if instead of lamp, if sun enters, what will happen? So Krishna is Suryasam, Maya Andhakar. Jahan Krishna taha nahi Maya Radhikar. So when Krishna comes in our heart, he eradicates all envy, all illusion, all pride, all lust, everything from our heart. So we should try to welcome Krishna in our heart by hearing, by chanting, by serving devotees. The more we serve, the more we come out of that envy. It's difficult to serve the same person who are envious, but we have to do, if we want to go back to Godhead, we have to do that. It's not so easy. Anybody else?
What happens if we are envious?
We'll remain in the world. Name, fame, glory, again same story. We keep in this world again. So if we remain envious, see this envy, we have to understand it. When we envy anybody, when we want to harm anybody, either physically or by taking his credit or insulting him or whatever way, we are actually envious of Krishna's one aspect. Because anything is Krishna's expansion. Anything, any person, any jiva is Krishna's expansion. So Krishna's qualities are reflected in every jiva. When we become envious of them, whom we are becoming envious indirectly? Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I am the strength of the powerful persons, I am the knowledge of the knowledgeable. He says all these things. And of whom we become envious? Those people who have these special skills. So actually whom we are becoming envious? We are becoming envious of Krishna. And if we are envious of Krishna, can we go back to him? We'll never go back to him. So we have to remind ourselves this thing, that everybody is Krishna's different aspect. Just like you have seen Rajbhog plate. In Mayapur, you have seen Rajbhog plate. So many items. Why so many items? Can't we offer just sweet rice to Krishna? Can't we only offer Karela to Krishna? No. Krishna wants everything. Karela, pakoda, sabji, dal, rice, roti, everything he wants. In the same way, Krishna has made everybody unique. And Krishna wants all of them like that. He loves them as they are. So how can we envy anybody? So we should remind this again and again. If we really want to go back to Godhead, we have to rise above this thing. Therefore Bhagavatam says, Nirmatsaranam satam. The qualification to enter Bhagavatam is, you have to become non-envious. So like that we have to remind ourselves. By education, we teach ourselves that what is right, what is wrong. And accordingly we act. Yeah.
You told that we should work smarter, not harder. But then if we cheat in our test, that is working smarter, not harder.
If we?
If we cheat in a test, it is working smarter, not
No. That is not smart work. See, when you cheat, you don't grow. You see? When we learn something in school or in spiritual life, it's meant for you to grow. If you cheat, you will never grow, you will never learn. So who will be the loser? We will be the loser. We may get grades, but we will not get knowledge. Like in previous time, Gurukul times, there were no report cards. Person was known by his guru's name. If you tell that I am disciple of Gautam Rishi, oh wow, he must be so much knowledgeable. He must be so much person of a character. You just have to tell your guru's name. That was the report card, the character of person. Now nobody will remember your report card. Like if you ask me how many marks you scored in 6th class, I will not remember it, my parents will not remember it, But what I learned in 6th class, that will make my character. So if you cheat, it's not smart work. You will be loser. So therefore, smart work means we have to look long vision. Smart work means we have to be broad-minded. We have to be Brahmana, not Kripana. So when we learn things, when we add values to our life, we excel better. Okay?
And especially for the children, how do we say, like, see, for as adult we can understand, we can at least think kind of do's and don'ts. For the children, most of nowadays, all competitions, marks oriented, grade oriented, most of them they are either jealous or envy of the competitors, the children. So how do we do it? In a very simple way.
See, we have to teach them that be best, but don't at the cost of others. You can still be best without exploiting others. That's what Dhruva was told by his mother. See, these examples are there in Bhagavatam. Dhruva was rebuked by his stepmother, came crying in front of his mother. What did Suniti say? My dear child, don't have any malice for anybody. Don't have any grudge for anybody. If you will go to Vishnu with a grudge, that will not be pure devotional service. Go to Vishnu to worship him. That was Suniti's training to his child. And that made Dhruva pure devotee. Dhruva was not pure devotee till that time. When he practiced Krishna consciousness, after that, he became pure devotee. So like that, guidance has to be given to children from beginning in that course. That you can still be the best, you can still be successful while helping others. Great people who will keep, their son's name Hitler. He'll keep will keep Hitler? No. But he'll keep your son's name Arjun. He'll keep your son's name Bhaktivedanta. Why? Roop, Sanatan, why? Because they helped others to grow. They are real successors. Otherwise, when we exploit, nobody likes. Napoleon, how they punished Napoleon, they kept on an island. And, in the end days, he was thirsty. And you know what they gave him to drink? Horse urine. He said, Napoleon the Great, horse urine. So you have to teach this to our children. That see, if you exploit others, this is the result. And if you serve others, help others, you will become great like our acharyas. We are worshipping our acharyas. See, material politicians, I was seeing, as I was traveling everywhere, there are so many photos of politicians, and I saw DT also. But if you just compare, just think about it. Some materialistic person exploiting others, cheating others, he came on the post. And when he dies, what people do? They make a statue. And then that statue is put in some crossing, in a roads, like that. And what happens? When the cars go, he gets nice makeup of dust. And then crows and pigeons come every morning. And what they do? Hare Krishna. On the top of the statue's head. Once a year on the day of their birthday, municipality will send a sweeper to clean the deity. At the same broom he is cleaning these toilets, he will clean that deity. And then many other cheaters will come, they will garland, and this photo will come in newspaper, and this newspaper Matajis will use to clean their children's stools. This is material politicians. On the contrary, look at our acharyas. Srila Prabhupada's deity we make of Ashtadhatu, gold, silver, every day Panchamrit Abhishek. And if somehow you get Prabhupada's picture, how you will keep Prabhupada's picture? But passing of time, Prabhupada's glories are increasing day by day. Who remembers politicians? Prabhupada wrote letter to Indira Gandhi. That time she was Prime Minister. She didn't reply Prabhupada's letter. But now see, as the time is passing, Prime Ministers and Presidents are bowing down in front of Srila Prabhupada. So by passing of time, this devotee's glories will increase. So we have to teach our children. You want to become like that, or you have to become like this. The choice is yours. Like that. Okay. So we end here. Prabhuji, you want to add something?
But you didn't leave anything to add.
Whatever we are speaking is whatever we learned from you and other senior devotees.
the way you explained it. I don't know how many years you studied. Everything to study one word.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Now I
Sure.
know. You just you can recognize a person by his guru.
Next. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय, ताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. We will now